flag is out, we're off. And Stillwagon has taken off into turn number 1. Farnham's going to be up top. He's going to try and make up some ground back that way. Kyle Drum sitting in third, top 2 to the redraw. Stillwagon going to work that top side. And now in 3 and 4, as you see Stillwagon, he's going to enter on that high side as well. And Farnham's going to try and keep it on the bottom. As these cars start to fan out now all across Freedom Motorsports Park. And Matt Farnham just above where they just reworked that track, trying to find any kind of traction he can. As Matt was our Quick Time Award winner here tonight. Well, right now, it's all the 89 of Robbie Stillwagon. And Stillwagon will come through and be halfway this time. 5 laps in, 5 laps to go for Stillwagon and Farnham, who are in the top 2. Top 2 to the redraw. Kyle Drum in the 47, trying to do anything he can do to catch the 7 of Matt Farnham. Right now, no luck. And to the eye, it looks like the 47, Kyle Drum, is finally starting to reel in the 7 of Matt Farnham. As you see Farnham and the 47 work in the middle of the track, and Farnham gets a little loose out of turn number 2, and that's going to allow Drum to make up some time. And 2 to go, and up front, still the 89 of Stillwagon. White flag in the air. And down the backstretch for the final time in heat race number 1 into 3 and 4. Checkered flag is out for Robbie Stillwagon. Into the final redraw spot is going to be the 7 of Matt Farnham. Kyle Drum will take 3rd. Dan Bennett comes home in 4th, and Mike Smith in 5th. Soon enough, Tony Van Pelt will wave the green flag, and these 360s will be rocking and rolling. Green flag is out. Zimbardi is going to take control early. Moran up top. He's going to try and control 2nd. But John Smith not going to go away. Smith to the inside. They'll go side by side. Moran has the spot at the line over Smith. And now Smith will get back in line. Up front, Jared Zimbardi going to lead him away into 3 and 4. John Smith in that 3Z now going to work the bottom of the racetrack. Not going to get much of a corner exit speed as he'll lose some time to the 4P of Chase Moran. As these cars start to single out here at Freedom Motorsports Park. Zimbardi opened up that lead ever so slightly. And Tyler Graves back here in the 25. He's trying almost the extreme high side in this heat race, as he's trying to find any kind of work he can do to run down the 25 of Nolan Groves. But up front, not missing much. The 35 of Jared Zimbardi has checked out on this field, as the top 2 are the redraw. So the spot is the 2nd spot there in the 4P of Chase Moran and John Smith. And Zimbardi clean and green so far in this race. 2 laps to go, next time by. And trouble for our leader, Jared Zimbardi. And now he gets the machine fired back up. Not sure what quite happened. That car shut down. 2 laps to go, and now we got a race for the final redraw spot. Zimbardi going to try and work on Smith. Down the back stretch. Into 3 and 4. White flag is flying. Can Zimbardi get back to the redraw spot? Chase Moran up front, and Smith running that high side. Zimbardi running the middle. not looking like he's going to be able to make a move. Into 3 and 4 they go for the final time. Chase Moran out of turn number 4. He'll pick up the win. John Smith in second, and Zimbardi with a heartbreaker will finish in third. As something happened to Jared Zimbardi to shut the car down coming out of the backstretch.
So 8 laps to distance, all cars proceed to the feature event tonight. Rich Michael, Greg Johnson coming out of 4. We are underway in heat 1.
Rich Michael takes the lead into turn number 1. He'll consume the point. Johnson in second, Esrich in third.
Rich Michael leads us into 3 and 4. He will dive down to the bottom. Greg Johnson going to slide up the track a little bit. Coming out of 4, lap 1 goes to Rich Michael.
Rich Michael picking him up and putting him down just like he did in the opening time trials that we had here tonight. He's comfortably out front.
Yeah, even though he was quick time, he said in the pits just a few minutes ago that he did not feel good about this car. Well, whatever he did to it, it's looking real good right now.
Yeah, Johnson comfortably in second right now, and Esrich still in third. Chuck and Goss trying to get that spot, hit a little bit of character there into 1 and 2, and he'll try and make his move for third.
Yeah, Mike Esrich got a little squirrely in 1 and 2. Didn't look to upset him too much. It has been all Rich Michael so far through this one. Greg Johnson second, Esrich third, Chuck and Goss fourth.
And these cars start to fan out all over Freedom Motorsports Park. And you can see the 29 car, Shrek and Goss, carrying that left front tire with him. Not doing himself any favors just yet here tonight.
Yeah, halfway through this one, Rich Michael has led us. Joel Lanphier going to pull it off the racetrack, call it quits here in heat 1. Man, Rich Michael all by himself.
And Michael going to catch possibly the back of the field there with Goss slowing down a little bit as he is set at a torrid pace. Johnson gets too far to the inside in 1 and 2, catches a little bit of the lip.
And Popsicle 6 in the air, 2 laps remain for Rich Michael. Man, he is all by himself. As long as he keeps her straight, he has got this one. Greg Johnson comfortably holding off Mike Esrich. Jeremy Perry take it to the white.
Rich Michael out of turn number 4. He'll pick up the white flag. Michael around turn number 2, down the back stretch for the final time here in heat race number 1. Hits 3 and 4 perfectly. He'll come out and pick up the heat race win. Second's going to be Johnson, and third will be Esrich. Fourth will be Schuckengost, and fifth will be Dustin Gost. Redraw, let's just get it there. Although Wyatt Scott already has the redraw spot from the winning the last race here.
So, coming at it to McGee and Scott, door-to-door, wheel-to-wheel. McGee has the upper hand, working down the back chute. It is Mike McGee into 3 and 4. Wyatt Scott not far behind him.
Mike McGee has that high side just like he had here last month with the UMP Modifieds. Wyatt Scott's also going to go to that high side, and they know right now top 2 are the ones that make it into the redraw. Wyatt Scott already has his redraw spot there, so trying to find anything he can find with that race car for later tonight.
Yep. It is Mike McGee early on in this one, starting to pull away from Wyatt Scott. Not a real easy task to do that, so Mike McGee looking real competitive. Wyatt Scott holding on to that second and final transfer position. Timothy Rockwell sitting back in third.
Yeah, this is a different car than Wyatt Scott had when he was here last time, as he had that car wound up on the high side, and it looks like there's something wrong with that 3 car of Wyatt Scott. And it could also be a situation where he knows something's going wrong with it, and he knows he's in the redraw because he won that race. So don't hurt anything. Let's be smart, bring it back, and get it fixed up.
Yeah, no doubt. As Mike McGee leads us to the halfway point. Yeah, like you said, it doesn't look like that car is turning like he wants it to. So definitely going to be some work done on that 3 machine. Oh,
and he's going to pull off, and that's going to put Tim Rockwell into that redraw spot. So we're only redrawing 6, but Wyatt Scott, who just pulled off, has a guaranteed redraw spot. So we're going to redraw 7 here tonight.
Yeah, man. Either way, I mean, yes, he's got that spotlight down, but that's not what you want to see as Mike McGee leads us to the popsicle sticks.
Yeah, Mike McGee running really good laps right now on that high side over in 1 and 2. Tim Rockwell, same thing. He'll run that high side in 1 and 2.
Coming out of 4 to the white flag. Last time around for Mike McGee. McGee all by himself has put that 11M into cruise control. Rolling down the back chute for the final time into 3 and 4. Rolling out of 4, checkered flag waves. Heat race number 2 goes to Mike McGee. Coming out of 4, Tim Rockwell will take second, and Gary Sullivan will come home third in UMP Modified Heat race number 2. And that right there will wrap up your UMP Modified Heat race action. And they are going to lead us to green coming out of 4.
Johnson's going to slip up into the high side. Ramsey's going to say, go ahead and take it. Johnson pushes hard up the racetrack. That's going to allow the 14 of Ramsey to go ahead and get by.
Working into 3 and 4, Zach Johnson did not have the entry into turn 2 like he was looking for. And that opened the door for CJ Ramsey as he takes lap number 1. Zach Johnson second, rebounding up on the high side. Here comes the Jet.
Johnson down the backstretch. He's going to think about taking a peek to the inside of Ramsey. He'll back out of it ever so slightly, and it's going to be Ramsey leading at the line.
Ramsey steering leader, Zach Johnson, not giving it to him though. Johnson battling in that 105, running that middle to high groove, trying to make something work down the back chute.
Johnson puts it up high in turns 3 and 4. Going to try and work on a run down here, down the front stretch. It'll be Ramsey, goes down low. Trouble for Ramsey. Something happened with the Ramsey car as 105 Johnson gets into him just ever so slightly. They'll go side by side down the backstretch.
Here comes Zach Johnson up on the high side. Door to door, wheel to wheel through 3 and 4. Coming out of 4. Who's it going to be? Move the Jet to the lead. Zach Johnson.
Zach Johnson overtakes Ramsey as he had issues here on the front stretch. But Johnson working that high side ever so slightly. Now he has to worry about that final redraw spot.
Zach Johnson now pulling away from CJ Ramsey. McConnell challenging Ramsey for that second and final redraw position.
Ramsey's going to stay up top. He's going to say, if you're going to pass me, you're going to have to go to the extreme high side as Ramsey cuts in front of McConnell again. But here comes McConnell to the inside.
McConnell and Ramsey, a hornet's nest for second. As we come to 2 to go, Zach Johnson comfortable. McConnell right there working on CJ Ramsey. Does he have enough as time is winding down?
Up front, not missing anything. Zach Johnson still comfortably there. McConnell's going to take a look to the outside, see if he can get some kind of run, just like Johnson did when he took the lead.
Zach Johnson going to lead us out of 2 for the final time, working down the back chute. DePontier in front of him. I don't think it will matter. So through 3 and 4 for the final time. Checkered flag waves. Heat 3 goes to the Jet. Zach Johnson. Second, CJ Ramsey. Third, Jake McConnell. And Dalton Bradley fourth. Christopher DePontier rounds out the field. So that right there wraps up your heat races for the UMP Modifieds. Heat 1 went to Rich Michael Jr., Heat 2 to Mike McGee, and Heat 3 to the Jet, Zach Johnson.
Be the 11, Dan Ferguson. And Adam Hilton will control the points. He'll come around with Brandon Mashad in second. And it's a Hornets nest out back. And 3 to the redraw here. So that important spot there with the 41T of Tony Pangrazio. And the 12 car of George Swigart. As now Swigard's going to look to get to the inside of Pangrazio, and they'll go side by side down the backstretch into turns 3 and 4. Pangrazio will be up high, Swigart down low. Swigart will have the position at the line. As now Swigart has cleared the 41T of Tony Pangrazio. And now the 78 of Grant Hilfiger is going to get by Pangrazio, and he'll take over fourth. Again, only 3 cars to the redraw. And the race is going to be on between Swigart and Hilfiger. Up front, still Hilton and Mashad. And Brandon Mashad, with 2 laps to go, has caught the back bumper of Adam Hilton. And as these cars now start to fan out over Freedom Motorsports Park, white flag is out for Hilton, and the battle's going to be up front. As Hilton gets a nice run out of turn 1 and 2 there. He'll go down the back stretch for the final time into 3 and 4. Coming around turn number 4, give the heat race win to the 3A of Adam Hilton. Brandon Machado will be in second. Into the redraw spot will be George Swigart. Grant Hilfiger will finish in 4th. And in 5th place will be Dan Ferguson. Dylan Adamczak will be 6th. And the green flag is out. And Bliss is going to run Vigneri up the track. And that's going to allow Adamczak and Newton to try and get on by. And it is going to allow Adamczak to get on by. Trouble for Newton as he'll drop back. As Zeke wanted that spot going into turn number 1. And by golly, he got it. And again, Zeke going to run the trouble. And caution is out for Jacob Bansmer. And Ricky Newton over here in the 379 as well. And green flag is out, and Bliss will take off again on that outside. And here comes Vigneri. Vigneri to get by the 42 of Adamczak, and he'll do so. And now Vigneri is going to work on the 12V. Work on the 27Z of Ray Bliss. So now Dave DiPietro is going to work to the inside of the 71 of Jacob Bansmer. And Zeke really tight in 3 and 4. That's going to allow the 12V of Phil Vigneri to get on by. And now Adamczak's going to work on the 27Z. And the race is going to be on for that 3rd spot. It looks like contact a little bit between the 42 Colby Adamczak and Ray Bliss. Bliss fighting tight issues with that race car. You can see again, exiting the turns, he pushes way up the track. Zeke trying to change his line ever so slightly. Better time that time through 3 and 4. And they'll go down the back stretch with 2 laps to go, this time from Tony Van Pelt. As again, you see Zeke throw it in there, get that high side. Here comes Jacob Bansmer. He's looking for that final redraw spot in that 71. And they'll get by. Put Jacob Bansmer to that final redraw spot. But Dave DiPietro, he wants that final one as well. Up front, not missing anything. Phil Vigneri III is starting to pull away. Dave DiPietro going to try and make his move on Bansmer down the backstretch. Around turn number 4, Vigneri takes the win. Zeke, Ray Bliss will be 2nd, and Bansmer will be in 3rd in that final redraw spot. As J.D. Chamberlain has been the bridesmaid of the 22 car an awful lot this season. Green flag is out, and we're racing. Canfield and Harvey will go in side by side. Harvey's going to make it stick on that top side. He's going to get a run down the backstretch. They're going to go side by side. They'll keep going side by side into 3 and 4. Canfield on the bottom. Harvey's going to take over that top spot, and he'll lead it at the line. Chamberlain now going to work to the inside of Canfield. He'll back it down just ever so slightly and get a nice little run. And 19 car of Mohawk having issues out of turn 2, but here comes Chamberlain. He's going to go ahead and get by the 33 of Canfield. He'll take over that 2nd spot in that redraw spot. Zane Harvey comfortably out front right now. 10-car length lead seems to look like. Canfield got in there pretty hot into 3 and 4. He'll have to back it down, and that will allow the 58 of Chamberlain to pull away. And Zane Harvey got that car hooked up to the bottom of this racetrack right now. And the 58 of J.D. Chamberlain, to the eye test, looks like he's catching him. As we are halfway this time. Zane Harvey gonna work the back of traffic here with the 19 of Kirk Mohawk. And we'll see if this lap traffic does play any kind of factor into this race, as Harvey again is starting to pull away from the 58 of Chamberlain. And now Mohawk's going to take the outside. Harvey's going to take the bottom. He'll get a run down the corner, out of the corner, down the backstretch, and he'll be comfortably over that. And the white flag is flying for Zane Harvey. JD Chamberlain's turn now to work on the 19. He'll make quick work. And down the backstretch and into 3 and 4 for the final time in heat race number 1. It's going to be the 22, the crowd pleaser, Zane Harvey. Zane Harvey and that Carpy's Print Company ride, and they are also our main sponsor here tonight. And we're racing. And Wilcox will assume the point with Steve Dixon come right in behind him. And Dixon finally picked up that feature win at the Old Bradford Speedway on Sunday. And Dixon's trying to get that car worked out the best he can, and it looks like he's going to have that thing pretty well worked out as he's on the back bumper of the 1W of Josh Wilcox. Tommy Kemp and Bill Demick in the third, and battling out for third. But up front, still going to be the 1W, Josh Wilcox. And now going to take a peek to the inside is going to be Steve Dixon. And he's trying to get a run off that corner. He had really good corner entry. And he'll pull up to the 1W, and the 1W is going to get a little sideways. Dixon's going to get on the binders, and he'll have to back out of it and live to fight another day. Halfway this time. And again, Wilcox trying to keep that car glued to the bottom. And it seems to want to push up the track on him again a little bit, and Dixon's got that 42 hooked to the inside. Wilcox again going to take the bottom, going to make Dixon go around him on the outside if he wants to get past him. Tommy Kemp now working to the inside of Bill Demick, back there for third. But the race is on, and the top two are going to redraw. And Dixon, again, going to take a peek to the inside, but Wilcox has that spot there. And both these drivers know they're in the redraw right now as Tommy Kemp finally gets by the 74 of Bill Demick. Last white flag is out. And into turns 3 and 4. Out of there for the final time. Give it to Josh Wilcox at the line. And Dixon will go into the redraw spot. Tommy Kemp will be in third. And Bill Demick in fourth. And we only have 8 Rush Pro mods here tonight. But folks, I can tell you, we have some of the best Rush Pro mods that are in the class. And they're here tonight.